Good morning, welcome to Bitcoin Bounce. Today I'm here with Dion and we are looking at Bitcoin. Bitcoin is still sideways and I thought we're gonna already be sitting at $24,000, but we just barely broke through at 20,000 and we come back underneath it. So that's a lot frustrating. But hopefully Dion has some good news for us. He's also at the end of the session gonna give us an awesome signal on the Cardano coin. So stay tuned. This is gonna be a good show today. Good morning, Dion. What's happening with Bitcoin?
Good morning, Joseph. Let's just quickly have a look here at the news events from yesterday. This is what caused the problems. Is there was a consumer confidence meeting which we actually missed yesterday, and that was very, very positive for the dollar. So you can see the estimates, what the economists were thinking, predicting was 104, went up to 108. So it's way higher. And then new home sales, they predicted 500, it was 685. So also way higher. And this is all good news for the dollar, and manufacturing index also better than they expected. So those news events just pumped the dollar, and that again just dropped all the other markets like it's been doing recently. So Bitcoin is so correlated to the dollar now. You can have a look here at the dollar. It just went crazy. It's right at the top here. It's the highest, as we said yesterday, it's been in 20 years, and it's even higher than it was yesterday. So that's what's caused all the other markets to drop. So you can see again, I'm not going to show all the charts, but Nasdaq is down, S&P 500 is down, gold is down. The altcoin flow money flowing out of altcoins, the perpetual altcoins, the top 10, they are down. The only thing that's up a bit is this Bitcoin dominance. So, but it's still trading in this range just above the 40, and we're hoping sometime for a drop here, and then our altcoins will fire. But that's it from. So this big drop now is this. It's not a Bitcoin thing. It's just a macro economy thing. It's just the dollar. This is going crazy and causing havoc over all the markets. Ethereum, this is just the weekly chart. So nothing much has changed, except we've lost these levels that we had yesterday, that we had gained. We now under them, they're all resistance again. So we've got resistance above 1250 for Ethereum. So we just going sideways there now. Bitcoin, we can just keep an eye on those two lines that Steve told us about last week. So they haven't crossed yet, the 50 and the 200 on the 5-day. That's where everyone on social media is freaking out that it's going to be bad news, but we actually think that could be the beginning of a pump. Not immediately, but I think we're just going to touch it, maybe break through, and then bounce and start going up again. So we'll just keep an eye on that. And on the daily for Bitcoin, we're getting close to breaking the 50 again on the daily, which would be great if we can hold support above that. And then we're still trading in this parallel channel, just straight down there, still slowly going down. And we can zoom in again on that. Just the halfway mark of that parallel channel has been giving us a lot of resistance. You can see there, yesterday we thought we were above it, but we broke back down with that bad news, so we're back under it. You can just see for it's like 8 or 10 days we've been struggling to break that line and hold it. So that's the one thing. Then the key levels we're watching. So again, yeah, we've lost all that we've gained yesterday. We were above that 20,000 psychological level, remember. So we dropped down, and support is now at 750. But the only thing that worries me a bit is, you can see the last time we were there, we had a massive bounce from that level. But since then, whenever we've come to that level, we haven't had big bounces. So it's slowly but surely, it looks as if they might want to be pushing Bitcoin a bit lower. So we're going a little bit further down every time. And you can see this wick on this last candle yesterday that it's gone down to 18,500. So the support is actually not at 18,750 anymore. It's actually closer to 18,500. And even that, the last time when we hit that, it wasn't a great response we had from there. So I think the support below us is slowly but surely, every time you keep on hammering at that, eventually something's going to give, and we might break back down to 18,000 or so, where I expect we should have a lot of support again. But we have to now just start going up here and building a base. You can see we've got a kind of a base here at 18,750, but we have to start doing that higher up, and especially above this 20,000 level. I think that's when we will start moving up. So Bitcoin, I wouldn't do any trades now at the moment. Let's maybe give it a day or so. Let's just see if it settles or what happens. Also, I checked the news this whole week. There are more news events, and they're using the news events we've seen now every single time. With the news, there's big spikes. So unfortunately, again this week there is a lot of news out. So I'm going to stay out of Bitcoin for now. Then the trade I want to look at is ADA. So this is on the daily chart. You can just see that ADA from the all-time high at $3 is way down. It's kind of as low as it seems to want to go. I don't think it can go much lower than this. So it's rock bottom, which obviously is a good entry spot for it. We did a trade on it a while ago, and we were higher up, so we're even lower than we were at that point. So if we just go into the 1 hour, just zoom in a bit, I'll just show you what I'm thinking. So we've got good support at 41.50 and 42.70 on ADA, and we now bounced off that and above it. The only bit of resistance you can see here, so this is the 1 hour chart, there was good support off that line, the 4335, and at the moment we're just wanting to break through there, and seems to be struggling a bit. So as soon as we've broken that and found support on that line, the 4335, I would then enter and target this 4825, and that would then roughly, you should be able to do 10% there. And stop loss, I would just put under this last wick here, so that would be around about 4241. And if you stop it out there, you don't, personally, I don't know, Joseph, you hate stop losses. You wouldn't even have to, we're so low. If it goes lower, you would just have to just wait it out until we get back up into this level. But you can see, this ADA's made this level so many times before that once we're above it, we'll definitely just come up to this level, and you'll take your 10%, or you can hold it, whatever you want to do. That's it from me, Joseph.
I really like that Cardano trade. The fundamentals of Cardano is right now better than it's ever been before. A lot of issues with Cardano is solved, and Cardano is really like an airplane that's on the runway, ready to just take off and go places. There's also a lot more adoption for Cardano in the programming world, and building apps and different applications. So I really think that even if you would buy that Cardano and you just be a little bit patient, you can set your take profit at 10% and just leave it. The chances of you losing your money is next to nothing, and the chances of getting that 10% in a fairly short amount of time is quite quick. There's a lot of interesting news that's happening in the world right now. I saw quite a few reports of America that blew up Nord Stream 1 and Nord Stream 2, the pipelines from Russia to Germany. And because a lot of the Europeans wanted to push Ukraine to stop the war and to negotiate, and the main reason is they needed oil. And so now they blew up those pipelines. so the reason why they want to negotiate is now gone, because they're not going to have oil for a year. It's a really big explosion. So they really broke that pipe. Spillage all over in the world. And I think that's really going to have a big effect on the dollar, because petrol prices will even go up more, because there's now no supply to Europe. What's also interesting, at the very moment when I blew up those pipes, the US introduced a new pipe from I think it's from Norway through Denmark. Yeah. So anyway, now they bring boats and stuff around to supply Europe with oil in that way. But all of that means is that oil will go up in value, and that means dollar will go up in value. And so we might be stuck with Bitcoin a little bit still in a range, but I don't think we should fear. It maybe brings in a bit of a delay, but what's great for me is to see how Bitcoin, although all the other fiats has fallen and fallen and fallen, Bitcoin kind of, since June, it kept its support level at that, 18,500, maybe a little bit lower, 18,100, that level. It kind of is holding on to it. I also think a lot of people have the buy limits set at about 18,100, 18,200. If you go on Binance, you can see where all the money is sitting. So that's why I don't think there's a big response on 18.5. I think the moment it hits 18.2, you're going to see a really big response here. So we might go a little bit lower. But thank you, Dion. This is good information. Guys, we're going to be back in a little bit, and we're going to talk about the psychology behind trading.
Cheers, guys. Have a great day.